A one-eyed behemoth with thick, powerful arms made for delivering punishing blows. This is the flavor text on my very first Yu-Gi-Oh card, Hitotsume Giant. After watching the anime on the Kids WB Saturday morning lineup for a short while, I had developed a serious need for some cardboard of my very own. Thankfully, Mother acquiesced to my pleas and returned home from the grocery store one morning with a single Japanese pack of cards. After more than 20 years, the one card I can recall being buried within was the almighty Hitotsume Giant. The artwork on this card depicts a muscle-bound green behemoth with razor-sharp claws and a chilling grin etched across its face. I would consider this an upgrade from the original Bandai depiction of the monster. Then resembling a mugshot more than a trading card, here we see the trademark singular eye staring intensely through a bloodshot sclera underlined by gnashing teeth. Surely this vicious horror takes inspiration from something truly terrifying. As it turns out, the OCG name for this card, Saikuropusu, translates to Cyclops, and believe it or not, this was actually the strongest level 4 monster in the game upon its inception in 1999 in Japan. This very quickly stopped being the case, but this context makes the flavor text at least make some sense. However, the TCG name is a different story. It's based on a Japanese yokai called Hitotsume Kozo. Well, that sounds pretty cool. I bet it feeds on lost hikers or something. Let's see, it says here that it's a small childlike creature with a single massive eye in the center of its skull and a long tongue dripping with saliva. What the fuck? While researching for this video, I came across a few stories of Hitotsume Kozo, my favorite of which goes like this. Late one night, on a street in Okayama Prefecture, a man walking home noticed an eerie pale blue glow. Upon investigating the source of this light, he came across a ghostly one-eyed boy playing in the street. The sheer sight of Hitotsume Kozo inflicted this man with a paralyzing fear, then collapsing to the ground unable to move. The apparition approached the fallen man and licked him from head to toe with his long, slobbery tongue, before wandering off into the night. Somehow this almost seems more unnerving than what I had pictured in my mind. Oh, and for some reason, this little gremlin also has an affinity for tofu. Probably should have included that in the flavor text as well. The TCG name can also be translated to the first one, which is fitting as this is also the very first monster we see summoned as a hologram in the anime. While this was likely not purposeful, the serendipity is appreciated. While auditing the set list for Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon in search of some interesting lore, I came to find that a great many of the original monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are simply based on broad fantasy and sci-fi archetypes, and carry far fewer references to specific material, as has become the case in today's landscape. That being the case, trying to dig up where they came up with some of these ideas can be even more interesting than the fully fleshed out archetypes of today. But be warned, if you happen to be out in search of such sacred knowledge, be wary of any empty glowing streets, lest the Kozo lick you into paralysis.